So we're checking out the Newdery multi-functional docking station. This could be very much used for the Steam Deck, and that's what we're going to definitely be testing this out on today. So immediately taking out of the box, I can feel that this thing is absolutely quality. As I'm having a hard time taking it out of the box, I can feel the very metal, really nice design here. Like, very impressed. Like, this is if you can hear it, you can hear that tap. Like, it is very, 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 very sturdy. The number one thing real quick, this is what I like doing with these types of docks, is I just want to make sure that it sits nice and tight, and it absolutely does. As you guys can see, it sits really, really well. And it does have this nice little design right here that I'm a big fan of, that you can just go ahead and plug it in right there. So real quick though, let's go through the different types of ports that are on here. This is a 6-in-1, which is really good. And so let's go ahead now and take a look at this, and immediately you can tell the ports that are on here are just awesome. We have three 3.1 USB-A ports right here. Then we have an HDMI. This is 4K 60, which is awesome. And then we have the USB-C here, where we can actually do the power delivery right there. So it's very simple. And then of course we can't forget about the Ethernet cable. And we're going to actually use pretty much all of these cables here in a second. But overall, the construction's really well. It's got this really nice, like, I don't know if this is like a nice little silicone right here, and it's just very like soft, and so you can feel good that you're not going to end up scratching up your Steam Deck, which is really, really key. First off though, let me go ahead and start plugging stuff in, and then we'll go ahead and actually start to get this thing right into the Steam Deck. But I want to go ahead now and just plug in a mouse, and we'll plug in a wireless mouse. I personally like to use a lot of keyboard and mouse with my Steam Deck, so we have the mouse right there. And we'll plug in this Razer keyboard that I have right here. And I mean, it delivers just the exact amount. I mean, what I like is that usually a keyboard and mouse will go right into one of these two slots right here, right? And that works out really well, but then you still have this extra one if you need something to put there. All right, so let's go ahead now and plug this in and just see if just to get this going and see how this looks right now with just these two plugged in. So that thing is completely nice and in right now. And we'll go ahead and power this bad boy up and see how this goes. So we have No Man's Sky. Let's see if the mouse works. And there it is. So if you guys are wondering, do you need an external power source to get this thing working? You absolutely do not, as I lost my mouse pointer. And there it is. So you guys can see the mouse pointer right there. And it works really well. So let me see if we can try typing stuff in. And there it is. So there you go. This thing completely powers. We don't have anything externally powered into the dock. This thing completely is powering up both this keyboard and this mouse right there. So that's awesome to see. And we'll go ahead now and just plug in the power delivery just to make sure that this thing is also at the same time charging up. And so one of the things I look for with these docks is just make sure that I can, sometimes you need an external power source, but with this one you do not. So that tells you this is a high quality dock. So that's really good to know. And there it is. So I plugged in the power delivery, and as you guys can see, this thing is now fully charging while it's also being plugged in. That is really, really cool. I love that. That is good stuff. All right, now finally what I'm going to do is, well, we have two things still left to do. I'm going to go ahead and plug in this HDMI into this TV that I have here. And we're just going to plug in every piece of equipment we have. We're going to now plug in an Ethernet cable on here and just go ahead, and that clicked down really, really well, by the way. And we'll go ahead now and just test this out and see if this thing completely works. And there it is. So at the moment, this thing, as you guys can see on the left, the HDMI, this little dock is now powering this, as you guys can see. We have a mouse, and this is almost like, and this is a 1080p TV, and there you guys go. As you guys can see, this thing is completely got everything plugged in. It has the internet plugged in. It has the power charge delivery. Now, one last test we'll do. Let me take out the power delivery and see if this thing is still functioning, because I don't know if it will function. So it looks like it does need the power delivery to potentially, oh, just kidding, there it is. And so if this thing isn't already impressing me as it is, there it is. So you don't even need the power delivery to have a mouse, keyboard, HDMI, all plugged into this little device here, all plugged into this, all powered by just literally the Steam Deck itself. So if I don't know what else to showcase to show you how high quality this little piece of a device is, this little piece of tech is right here, that really gets the job done. It's literally the Swiss Army knife for your Steam Deck, especially if you're someone like me who likes to have a keyboard. As you guys can see, the keyboard is completely lit up. as you guys can see, the RGB is completely lit up. And then you have a mouse that's completely working. If you guys take a look at the TV right here, I mean, the mouse is completely working, everything's working, we're typing in right there, and everything just works really, really well. And one last thing real quick, because I don't have this thing set up perfectly well due to my camera, but I do want to just showcase this thing completely and utterly fits well at the end of the day too on your Steam Deck. It'll fit really nicely on your desk. It'll look really well. As you guys can see there, it just fits really, really, really comfortably, and it'll even save up space because this thing will just lift it up, which is really, really nice as well. So, and then another last thing that I do want to mention real quick is that you can angle this thing if you want to not block the fan on the right side. So if you guys look right here, the fan is right here. If you wanted to like maybe angle it this way so the air vent can actually leak out that way and not be blocked, and it wouldn't be blocked either way if you even put this in the middle. But that's maybe the last thing that I'll mention here. So overall, do I recommend this little amazing little device here that has 10 different things plugged into it? I mean, this is just incredible. Absolutely awesome Steam Deck dock. And if you're looking for something like this, you're not going to find anything better.